This channel is about telling you the things that you need to hear more than the things that you want to hear. And one of those common things right now is what's going on in society is everyone saying work less, work less, work less, work life balance. And we'll do many episodes on that topic. But this is something I wanted to point out as we get in those conversations about working more and quote unquote being unproductive, which is something I believe and I don't believe from my own experiences, anyways. But there's something called Parkinson's Law, and it says that work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. And I can tell you that's what happens in most of corporate America, especially at large companies. They did a report one time that said the average American has like 23, 26 hours, something like that, worth of work to do. But they do that over a 40-hour period. And when you think about that, this is often why companies don't want to pay overtime anymore. Like, you paid overtime in a factory where you're on an assembly line, and if they pay 2 hours of overtime, that they got 2 more hours of production. Well, you don't see corporations paying overtime as much anymore, because if you told someone, I'm going to give you 10 hours to do your work instead of 8, instead of getting more production done, they just end up stretching the same amount of work over 10 hours. And that's what Parkinson's Law is all about at the end of the day. We look at the amount of work we do, and instead of trying to just bang it out and get it done, we just stretch it out. So if I said, you need to do this within 4 hours, people try to get it done within 4 hours. But if you had the same amount of time and I said you can do it in 8 hours, we don't look to maximize efficiency and productivity. We just spread the work out over 8 hours. This is what really separates the people that climb the ladder faster versus everybody else. You know, those people that just knock their work out and then they ask for more. They get something done and they raise their hand and they ask for something more. If you're getting paid for 40 hours and you do 40 hours of productive work, you will climb the ladder faster than everybody else. And this is one of those things where people say you need to work less, working more is inefficient. It's not that it's inefficient, it's how we program ourselves to get the work done. For example, when I was building my companies, I would split my day in half sometimes. I'd say in the first part of the morning, I would do sales, and I'd want to get 125 sales phone calls in. And then the second half of the day, I'm going to do recruiting, and I'm going to get X amount of recruiting calls in. It's one of those things where I had to compartmentalize and set goals in that bucket and get that bucket accomplished. If I got that stuff done faster, then I went and worked on other things. I've gotten in a few disagreements, over the years with people. It's like, working more than 40 hours is a waste. And it's like, well, I'm looking at the companies I've built and everything that I have achieved, and I would disagree with you. Now, for example, if I want to do invoices on Saturday morning, that's productive. It's mindless. I can do invoices. I can do general ledger. There's a lot of stuff I can do on Saturday mornings that might add 3 to 4 hours to my work week, but they are certainly productive. And I think it's one of those things that we're always looking for a reason to do less, but we want the same kind of results as the people that do more. And that's why I'm saying on this channel, we're trying to give you the advice of the people that actually, have high ambitions, that are really getting somewhere, because this is how they think. I never wanted to take 3 hours worth of work and spread it over 8 hours. I'd rather just get the 3 hours worth of work done and go do something else. Look at your job and say, am I really busy 40 hours? Now, if you're working 50 hours, why are you working 50 hours? Do you have 50 hours worth of work? Or are you stretching 30, 35 hours worth of work into 50 hours? This is something you got to sit back and analyze. But this is true. This is why they're saying that, working more isn't productive. It's not productive because we don't make it productive. We just take whatever work we have and fill that slot at a slower pace. Imagine if you got into work every morning and just worked as hard as you can to just get your plate clean, and then went on to the next thing and went on to the next thing. That is every successful person I know, whether they're working for a corporation or they own their own businesses. They never took the opportunity, and I'll put opportunity in quotes, to take 3 or 4 hours worth of work and turn it into a 10-hour day. They would never get anywhere doing that. So But you keep reading stuff on social media and all these news articles saying working more is inefficient, it's a waste of time, productivity drops. Yes, it does when you're not doing productive work. And I'm sure there's a lot of jobs out there that are very taxing. I couldn't write code. I was in the tech world. I can't write code for 10 hours straight. I can see where there's diminishing returns at a certain point. But maybe you write code for 4 or 5 hours, and then you work on some customer development and some emails, and then you go work on something else. It's just one of those things that if you compartmentalize your day and you focus on each bucket in its own time frame, the amount of work you can get done is amazing. But we don't do that. According to that research report, we take 23 hours worth of work and we turn it into 40 hours. And then a lot of times we sit around and say, well, why am I not getting promoted? Why am I not climbing the ladder faster? Your boss knows. If you're sitting at Fortune 250 right now and you think your boss is stupid, they know you only got 20 hours worth of work. I don't know where this all started. I got friends at some major companies, and they talk about some of these conversations like it's crazy to me to hear. Why do you automatically, because you saw a movie where all bosses are stupid? It's like, I'm thinking of some people I know in the tech industry that deal with this, and it's like, man, don't sit around and think your boss is stupid all day. They know how much work you have and how long it takes you to do it. Just one of those things. So you don't even got to work 42 hours and be efficient. You'll already be ahead of everybody else. If you really want to climb the ladder, if you have high goals and crazy ambitions, you don't need to work 60, 70 hours a week. Maybe if you run your own company, that's a whole other conversation. But in a world where everybody wants to do less and they want more, you just need to fill your 40 hours up with work and you're going to beat all them out. Anyways, that's the type of coaching and insights we give here. We work with people that are trying to get somewhere in life. They're trying to get somewhere. They want to be 30 years old. They want to be where everyone else is at 40. And a lot of times you're just not going to achieve that by following the advice that you see every day on social media. If you followed all the advice on social media, you wouldn't work at all. You would just stay home and, drive Uber. But it's just one of those things that you have to look at the behavioral patterns of the very successful people around you and see what are they doing? What is their operational tempo? What kind of moves are they making? What kind of decisions do they make? If you keep trying to mimic the people at the bottom, expect to stay at the bottom. If you want to get to the top, you're going to have to look at what the people are doing at the top. And I can tell you what, the people at the top are not taking 3 hours worth of work and turning it into 8 hours worth of work. They're going to get the 3 hours worth of work done. They're going to raise their hand and ask for something else. And that's how you keep it moving. Anyways, if you have a career question you'd like for us to feature on the show, drop a comment below. It can be from resume writing, college, decision making, career advancement, interviewing, whatever it is. Drop a note below and we'll try to get you featured on the show. Until then, we'll catch you on the next one.